Hey everybody, hope things are good for you. We are back with a little bit of an odd video this time. This one is going to be on, I know it's goofy, I know it's corny, I get it, it's just kind of who I am, so just freaking deal with it. We call this the butter bath, okay? So anyway, but what this is as we got real prominent in the mobile detailing scene in Birmingham, what happened was we were trying to figure out ways to become more efficient with our time. In other words, how can we yield incredibly high-end swirl-free wash results at the same time of maybe saving a little bit of time and becoming very efficient with our methods. So what we've got here is our very own BJ Logan's truck, Ruby Red F-150. This truck is polished and ceramic coated with Beadlock Pro ceramic coating. And this truck has been driven for about 10 days and has not been washed. It's been in a little bit of rain and down a little bit of dusty roads, but as you can see, the truck is not what I would consider filthy or hammered. It doesn't have a road grime film on it, but at the same time, it's a little bit dirtier than I would want it to be if I was just gonna do a straight Eco Shine wash. Now, as you know, on most vehicles, from the belt line down and at the back of the vehicle is where the majority of the debris on your vehicle is going to reside. From the belt line up, so on the top surfaces of this truck, the hood, the top of the fenders, the roof, the pillars, all that stuff, even the top of the bedsides right here are pretty dang clean. But from here down, we've got just a little bit of buildup that I'm unsatisfied with, so we're gonna do the butter bath. The butter bath is a combination of two different things. A foam cannon pre-soak to dislodge all the lower body and at the back end of the truck, all the contaminants and the road grime that's on there. That'll loosen that up. We'll blast that off, but then we'll Eco Shine the rest of the truck. Now this helps us out in two ways. Number one, we're not getting out the buckets and the hose and the soap and all the things, right? We're not getting out all that stuff. The other thing, we're not having to go through the entire wash process. And here's the main benefit, especially on an F-150. If you either have detailed an F-150 or if you own an F-150, and this goes true for G-Wagons, Range Rovers, and a ton of other vehicles on the road, the door handles, the moldings, the mirror housings, anything around any of the emblems, especially on these trucks and a few of those other vehicles I mentioned, they hold a ton of water. So if we go through and do a normal wash with buckets and hoses and all that stuff, we're gonna flood all these cavities with water and it's gonna take forever to blow dry, which greatly lengthens the amount of time that it takes to just do a wash on a vehicle of this size. So on this butter bath, you'll notice when we go through here and we foam this, we are foaming from here down. I'm not getting any further up than this right here because I'm not gonna flood any of these cavities. I'm not gonna flood the door jambs, the mirrors and all that with a ton of water and soap. I'm just trying to knock off the crud from here down, and from here up, we're just gonna do a conventional Eco Shine waterless wash. This is incredibly efficient and it's all about emulsification. So if I'm getting rid of the dirt and the crud down here and I'm lifting it off the surface safely, I'm not only saving steps in time, but instead of doing all those other things, and I might even increase my chance for swirls, right here I'm actually going to be minimizing the chance for swirls, and that's always the end result, or that's always the end goal, rather. Okay, here we go. Foam cannon loaded up with shift. Let's get it. Okay, so one thing that I want to bring up real quick on this is an easy way to tell that this process we're doing is going to be okay and that we're not going to induce any swirls or scratches. Now, as I said, BJ's truck is ceramic coated with Beadlock Pro, but an easy way that you can tell how filthy the vehicle is down here, when this soap is splitting on the surface, when you can see that soap wanting to pull away, that lets you know that there's such a low debris level and such a low dirt level on the surface that you're gonna be, like, the majority of what's on here, we're about to blast off with a pressure washer. So I almost call it soap beads, where the soap is beating up on the surface. That's the paint's way of letting you know, like, hey, I'm not very dirty, I'm repelling what's on me, just blast this off and you'll be okay. So I wanted to point this out. Now, on the flip side of this, if this soap was sticking and you had a sheet of soap or a sheet of foam, that might be a sign that it might be a little too dirty for this process and you might actually want to at least wash these lower panels conventionally. So wanted to point that out real quick. Very, very valid. right, now in this portion, what we're gonna do, I hope you paid attention to what we just did as far as where we foamed and even how I pressure washed. When I was pressure washing, I was aiming down, so all of that crap that I was trying to get off the truck from right here was going down, and I'm not flooding the rest of the truck with all this water. That's gonna come back and help me later when I go to blow dry. It's gonna save me a lot of time. We're not gonna talk about EcoShine. If you're not familiar with EcoShine waterless wash, we have a video on that process. You can find it on our channel. So now that we've got the lower portions of the truck foamed up and blasted off, we're just gonna EcoShine waterless wash the entire vehicle. Now this is where the butter bath is really going to save me time. As I had previously mentioned, we kept all of the foaming and all of the all of the pressure washing from here down, so I didn't flood all these cavities. Now when I go to blow dry all my cracks and crevices, I have very minimal water to chase out and to get out because I didn't go crazy with all my pressure washing. That alone is probably going to save me about 20 minutes on this truck, because I'll have very minimal blow drying and cracks and crevices to do, which you're about to see in 2 seconds. All right, in finalizing this video, really we're done. The dirty work part of it is over. All we'll do now is we'll finish it off with our detail spray of choice, and if I know BJ, he's gonna grab Punch It so he can give the coating a little boost. So we'll probably grab our Clean Plus Plus HD. We'll probably grab a microfiber towel, we'll probably grab Punch It, and we'll wipe this down. It'll be streak-free, looking like a sheet of glass. But here's the final send-off and the final piece of advice that I wanna give you. All this is another way to wash your vehicle to save time. Whether you're a mobile detailer and you've got a client that you see weekly and their cars are really never dirtier than this is kind of a go-between between a full-on, all-out, intensive, deep, multiple bucket heavy foam cannon wash and an EcoShine waterless wash. This kind of is a nice go-between. It's a little bit dirtier than I should be with Eco, but it's not so bad that I need to get out the full artillery. This is a nice middle ground. We saved a ton of time on this by not flooding all the cavities with water. So we saved a lot of time by not only setting up the wash, but we also saved a whole lot of time by not having to blow dry quite as intensely. So it's all about emulsification. As long as, here's the goal, pay attention to me, listen to me on this. As long as you are lifting the dirt off of the surface in the safest fashion possible, with the right microfibers, the right soaps, the right emulsifiers, so long as you're getting things lifted off safely, I don't care if you wash it with a cat. It really doesn't matter. But this hopefully opens your eyes and will help you realize that there's just another way that you can get your vehicle clean outside of the two normal conventional waterless wash and full-on bucket washing. So hopefully you guys like the butter bath. Again, I know it's a corny name, but it serves us well, and when we talk about it around the shop, we can refer to it really easily. So happy detailing, and we will see you in the next video. Later.